Hello and welcome to the top 10 UK roller coasters. Remember, this is just my opinion, so please do not get annoyed at me before we get into it. The UK has a lot of fantastic coasters, and this here is going to be a video of my list of my personal top 10 favourite roller coasters at all the theme parks and amusement parks across the UK. This is not just going to be taking into account the overall ride experience and how good the overall coaster is, but it's going to be taking in, how good it is for the park itself that it's in, the theming, and the overall land, and how the coaster is displayed within its own park. So once again, remember, this is my own personal top 10. I know everyone's going to be completely different. I know everyone likes different kinds of things in the coasters and different elements, so I'm excited to hear your top 10 down below. So with that being said, let's get into today's video. If you do enjoy the video, please do give it a like. Welcome to Coasternaut, and this is the top 10 UK roller coasters. Please subscribe, and let's get into the list. So number 10 on my list is Kumali. This is a 2006 Vekoma suspended looping coaster located at Flamingo Land. This is one of the only custom Vekoma SLCs out there, and therefore it is not like the other layouts that most people have come to hate across the amusement world. It's actually one of the smoothest SLCs I've ever ridden, if not the smoothest by a very long distance, if I'm completely honest. I've heard that the Great Nor'easter over in the US is really good, but this is definitely a very smooth SLC. There's 4 inversions on this ride. It's got a very nice colour scheme, and where it's located at the back of the park, it goes over some lion enclosures, there's some water at the back of the park that's surrounded by greenery. Like I say, very nice colour scheme. All in all, Kumali is a very unique coaster. I do like that it's an SLC with an amazing first drop, and it's not very rough. 4 unique inversions on a very unique layout for an SLC. So number 10 is Kumali. And in at number 9 we have the big one. This is a 1994 Arrow Hypercoaster located at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. This is the UK's current tallest coaster at 213 feet tall, or 235 feet tall according to the park. That's obviously from sea level. This is a fantastic first drop, especially if you're on that back row. You get absolutely dragged and whipped over that first drop. It's easily the best first drop in the UK for me. Some people say this ride is sort of a monorail, joking, the fact it doesn't exactly have great airtime. You compare it to some other Arrow Hypers like Magnum XL 200 over in the US at Cedar Point. It doesn't have fantastic airtime, I will admit, but the speed is fantastic. The first drop is amazing, best first drop in the UK, and I do think it's a very fun coaster. It doesn't get enough credit. It has some great speed. It does have some airtime on a good day, but yeah, there we go. Number 9, big one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Number 8 on this list we have Megaphobia, which is the CCI Custom Coasters International wooden coaster located at Oakwood in Wales. This was actually the last UK wooden coaster to be built before Wickerman in 2018, and some people do believe it's the best wooden coaster within the UK. I can see why, because it's definitely more of a classic old school wooden coaster than Wickerman is, and it probably does have the best airtime on the UK on any coaster, not just wooden coasters. And the airtime on this is fantastic. It's got a really great first drop. It's a very scenic first drop, a very picturesque coaster, and it's been recently retracked in 2023. I've not yet tried it since the recent retrack, but reports are that it's an actually very good retrack. It's done very well for the coaster, and therefore number 8 on my list is Megaphobia. In at number 7 we have The Swarm, the 2012 B&M wing coaster located at Thorpe Park in Surrey. This is only one of 2 B&M wing coasters here in the UK. It is easily the most thrilling of the 2, and it's got an absolutely amazing first drop, some of the best theming of any area in the UK. Not just the ride itself, but the overall area of Swarm Island is absolutely fantastic. It's got 4 inversions. It's obviously a B&M coaster. It's running fantastically. It's buttery smooth. The transitions are fantastic, not too intense. Overall, fantastic coaster. The ending is obviously a bit lackluster. I wish it had a bit of a better ending. It's not the longest ride in the world, but overall, Swarm is a fantastic coaster. Great for all ages. It's not too thrilling, not too intense, but a fantastic ride all around. Some scary elements like the first drop, but like I say, great theming. Thorpe Park did a fantastic job with the Swarm, and it's a shame we've not had more coasters since then. But in at number 7 we have the Swarm. In at number 6 we have Wickerman, the 2018 GCI Great Coasters International wooden coaster at Alton Towers. This is the newest wooden coaster within the UK, and it has great theming, some of the best theming you'll see at any park here in the UK. Fantastic centrepiece statue, the big bob that you go through 3 times throughout the course of the layout. Obviously the Alton Towers gimmick, first wooden coaster with fire, it's a bit of a gimmick, but it is quite cool to see. An amazing pre-show, it fits fantastically into the area and has some fantastic merchandise along with it too. Fantastic storyline and backline, like I said, with the pre-show. The mist and fog effects are really cool, and it's such a unique wooden coaster with lots of great lateral forces. It has had some retrack work over the past few years, and therefore is running quite well at the minute. Can be a bit rough and shaky in parts, but a fantastic first drop. The coaster is faster than it looks. Like I say, some great twists and turns in there with some little pops of airtime. Fantastic wooden coaster, and for me, the best wooden coaster within the UK. So number 6 is Wicker Man at Alton Towers. In at number 5, we have Sick from Flamingo Land. 5th best coaster in the UK, the worst coaster name in the UK. Dreadful name, but that doesn't affect how good the coaster is. This is a 2022 Flamingo Land Intamin 10 inverting coaster. This was originally bought by Park in Malaysia but was never actually built, and therefore was shipped and opened for the 2022 season in Flamingo Land. It's a bit shaky in parts, but it's got great lap bars, some great whippy inversions. It's a clone of Altair at Cinecittà World and a new and improved version of Colossus, so it's a much loved layout. Great airtime in some of the hills, like I say, some fantastic inversions, very intense with all those heartline rolls towards the end, and then 10 inverting coaster, that puts Flamingo Land on the map. Fantastic coaster for the park. In at number 5, we have Sick. In at number 4, we have Stealth, the 2006 Intamin hydraulic launch coaster located at Thorpe Park. This is 205 feet tall, one of the tallest coasters in the UK, and at 80 miles an hour in 2.3 seconds, this has one of the best launches anywhere in the world. This is obviously one of the classic Intamin hydraulic launches, so very intense. You get great airtime, coming off the top of that top hat, especially in the back row. You get whipped down there, fantastic drop. Launch is amazing. All in all, a very intense, very fantastic coaster. I wish it had slightly better restraints. Those big over the shoulder restraints aren't great, but a fantastic coaster all round. Number 4 is Stealth. Into the top 3 now, and we have the 2013 Alton Towers Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster, the Smiler. Record-breaking 14 inversions. No coaster in the world has as many inversions as the Smiler. 2 lift hills, a very long ride. Cool little pre-lift section in the dark with an inversion, which is very cool. Very intense. It can be a bit shaky and rough at times, and I do get that why people may be turned off by this, but it's got a fantastically evil theme and a fantastic ride. World-class coaster. Number 3 for me is the Smiler. I love this ride. Keep on smiling. Another classic Alton Towers coaster now, number 2, 1994, Alton Towers B&M Invert Nemesis. 4 inversions, one of the most intense coasters in the world, one of the most unique coasters in the world. B&M Invert built into the ground, fantastic, very intense, very whippy. Some of those elements like the corkscrew, some of the most iconic elements anywhere in the world on any coaster. Nemesis retracked for the 2024 season. I can't wait for it to be reopened under Nemesis Reborn with a fantastic new colour scheme, one of the best coasters in the world. So here we are then, for me, number 1, the best coaster in the UK is Icon, the 2018 Mack Rides multi-launch coaster located at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. There is 1 inversion depending on how you classify inversions, 2 if you do count the junior involvement as an inversion, 2 launches with a top speed of 52.8 miles per hour. The 2 launches aren't overly intense, but this is a very graceful coaster. There's some very whippy turns and transitions at times, some great airtime. Like I say, it's one of the most smooth coasters in the UK. That top hat is fantastic, especially in the back row. You get completely dragged over the top of that. Enzo, the spinning seat, yes, it's an upcharge, but it is very cool. I won't call it theming, but the landscaping around the ride in multiple areas and along the queue line is very nice. It's got a great soundtrack. The lap bars are very comfortable on these Mack trains, and all in all, for me, Icon is a fantastic ride and absolutely a fantastic addition to the park, and for me, easily, at the moment, the best coaster in the UK. But what do you guys think? What is your favourite coaster? I must preface this video by saying this is currently recorded in 2023, and these are my current rankings as of the 2023 season. However, in 2024, when Project Exodus, the brand new Mack Rides hypercoaster, opens at Thorpe Park, I can see that quite easily being the best new coaster in the UK and quite easily taking this number 1 rank off of Icon. What do you guys think though? I'd love to hear your top 10 coasters down below, or at least your top 3 or your favourite coaster in the UK. Do you think Project Exodus will be the best coaster in the UK when it opens as well? And I'd love to hear all your thoughts and feedback on the video down below. Please do give the video a like if you enjoyed it, really helps out the channel, and subscribe to Coasternaut for more videos on the theme parks, especially in the UK and the UK roller coasters in the future. And once again, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.